I knew something was wrong the moment I saw her hand. Her left hand, resting on the table in that cafe, the sunlight catching the ring she had sworn she never wanted to wear in public. My ring. A ring. But she wasn't alone. And I wasn't supposed to care anymore. My name is Daniel Hussein, 32, software engineer, divorced less than 6 months. If you had told me a year ago that I would someday watch my ex-wife, my once best friend, proudly put on the ring she refused to acknowledge during our marriage, I'd have laughed. Or maybe I would have prayed harder. Because for years I thought love was enough. But love, I learned, is only as strong as the truth that binds it. One before the fall. I met Isla in university. She was loud where I was quiet. She jumped into rivers while I waited for the water to warm. She could speak to anyone like she'd known them forever. I struggled to look my lecturers in the eye. She loved life. I loved her. We married quietly at 27. No reception. No announcements. Just the two of us, City Hall signatures, and rings we bought with what was left of my internship pay. She said privacy made it special. Love is between two hearts, not the world. I didn't argue. Maybe I should have. Because the secrecy didn't end with the wedding. No social media posts. No telling colleagues. Not even her family unless necessary. Our relationship doesn't need an audience, she said. And at first it felt romantic, like we were keeping something sacred. She'd kiss me in the kitchen before work, braid my hair when stress made me pace, fall asleep on my chest like a heartbeat wrapped around me. But on the outside, we were strangers. I was her roommate, her close friend, or sometimes nothing at all. I convinced myself it didn't matter, until I found out it did. 2. The unraveling. Marriage doesn't end in a moment. It dissolves like sugar in water, slowly, silently, until one day there's nothing left. It began with her late nights, project deadlines, group hangouts, just one more meeting. Excuses over excuses stacked like bricks between us. I waited. I trusted. Believed. Then came the whispers. Her phone lighting up at 2 a.m. Her sudden need for privacy. The way she'd jump when I walked into the room. I asked her once. She laughed. Daniel, you overthink everything. Trust me. Her smile was soft, sweet even. But her eyes, those eyes I once saw whole universes in, were tired. Far away. Like she was already leaving. Held on anyway. For 2 more years. Until it broke. 3. The betrayal I couldn't see. It was a Friday in June. I came home early, carrying takeout from her favorite place. Spicy Thai noodles, extra basil. I imagined surprising her. I imagined her kissing me in the doorway, calling me thoughtful, maybe remembering what we once were. Instead, I found her curled on the couch with her phone, cheeks red, breath shaking like she had run a marathon. And the call was still connected. A man's voice. Familiar. Laughing about something I would never be part of. She froze when she saw me. I still remember the exact words I said, and how weak they sounded. Isla, who is that? She didn't answer. She only stared at me with a fear I didn't understand, and an exhaustion I recognized too well. It was the look of someone who had already chosen a direction and knew I wasn't in it. The noodles went cold before she spoke again. Daniel. I need space. After 3 years of being invisible outside our walls, she wanted more space. 2 months later we signed divorce papers. She didn't cry. Not even once. I did enough for both of us. For learning to breathe again. People say divorce is like ripping out roots. They're wrong. It's like waking up with phantom limbs. You keep reaching for someone who's no longer there. I tried to rebuild myself slowly. Therapy, gym memberships I barely used. Journaling that started with heartbreak and ended with blank pages. My therapist told me healing isn't linear. It's circular. You return to the pain until you can look at it without drowning. I didn't believe her at first. Until one October evening, my friend Ollie convinced me to try a blind date. A fresh start will do you good, he insisted. I didn't expect anything. Just a quiet dinner with a stranger. But Sarah, My date was warm and gentle, with a kind of smile that didn't demand anything. She listened. She asked questions. She didn't try to fill the silence. For the first time in years I felt seen. We were laughing, really laughing when I saw her. Standing by the window of the same cafe. Sunlight turning her into something almost unreal. And for the first time since the divorce her hand, the ring, sparkled proudly as she chatted with a man I'd never seen before. She twirled it, displayed it, smiled at it like a trophy. Like a possession she was proud of, only when it no longer belonged to her. My heart slammed against my ribs. Breath gone. Words lost. Sarah noticed first. Daniel. Are you okay? I swallowed pain like glass. That's my ex-wife. Her brows knit softly. Do you need to leave? I should have. Instead I stayed. 'Cause Isla saw me. And she smiled. 5. The confrontation. She approached our table like she owned the air around her. Daniel, she said, voice bright like we were old friends meeting by chance. It's been a while. I couldn't speak. Her eyes flicked to Sarah, curious. Cessing. Then back to me, with something sharp beneath the sweetness. You never liked public attention, she said casually, fingers brushing the ring. Funny to see you out like this. I finally found my voice. You're wearing it now. Her smile didn't waver. I suppose I no longer need to hide it. The word was a knife. The man with her finally approached. Hand on her back like he belonged there. This is Omar, she introduced. We're involved. My stomach hollowed. Involved. Not married. Not engaged. Not anything defined. But she flaunted the ring, the symbol of a marriage she had spent years erasing. Only now when it meant nothing. Why? Jealousy. Validation. Or something uglier. I stared at her, voice low, trembling. You hid our marriage for 3 years. Why show it off now? Her expression flickered. Just briefly. A crack in polished calm. Because now it can be whatever I want it to be. A legend instead of a reality. A pretty story instead of daily work. A trophy instead of commitment. My heart broke again. But this time something else grew in the cracks. Clarity. 6. The truth beneath the ring. We left soon after. I apologized to Sarah for the interruption. She didn't walk away. She stayed. Quiet, kind, patient. Later that night, after hours staring at the ceiling, I called Isla. She answered. What do you want, Daniel? I took a shaky breath. The truth. Silence stretched. Long, heavy. Then she exhaled, weak, defeated. I was ashamed, she whispered. Not of you. Not exactly. But of commitment. Of settling. Of being seen as someone's wife instead of me. Each word struck like stone. I loved you, Daniel. I did. But I loved too many versions of myself more. She began to cry. Not loud, but the kind of tears that come from truths finally spoken. But when I saw you tonight, when I saw you moving on, her voice cracked. Panic. Because suddenly I wanted the proof that we were real. The ring. The story. Something to show I wasn't a failure. The pain tasted metallic on my tongue. We were real. We just weren't enough for you. Her silence confirmed more than her words ever had. We hung up without goodbye. 7. Healing finally. Weeks passed. Sarah and I continued talking. Slowly. Carefully. She never asked me to forget Isla. She only asked me to remember myself. Healing didn't arrive like sunrise. It arrived like winter thaw. Gradual. Quiet. But unstoppable. One morning, I opened my drawer and found the ring she'd left behind. Not hers. Silver worn at the edges. Warm with history. Heavy with memory. And finally, I felt no urge to put it back on. I held it once, kissed its surface like a final prayer, and placed it gently inside a small wooden box. A chapter closed. Not erased. Not denied. Just finished. When I stepped outside, the world felt larger. Brighter. Like maybe life hadn't ended after all. Sarah was waiting at a cafe near my apartment. She waved when she saw me. Eyes soft, inviting. I walked toward her, heart steady. Because the past was no longer a wound. Just a story. One I survived. And somewhere, maybe across the city, maybe just across memory, Isla still wears the ring she once hid. But it no longer binds us. It only proves that love, when hidden, becomes a ghost. And ghosts cannot haunt those who finally choose to live.